Hello guys, and welcome to Unreal's little review and update on games that are popping up. There's two that in particular, especially in this episode, that I'm really going to get into. Dragon Age 4, and there's some Diablo 2 fan services that have popped up. And later in the week, you will definitely see something that's more in depth on Pantheon, and that's just something that I'm going to have to come out with a little bit later. But the biggest one right now for me is Dragon Age 4. This came out about 12 days ago, and there's some trailers and some details and some new concepts and people on Reddit. Everything's going down of just, kind of talking about this game. And the biggest one for me that I take away from is the storyline is going to be in a weird spot. I don't think that the game is going to be out anytime soon. I mean, they're speculating 2022. I'm probably going to say with COVID and everything else, it's probably going to be 23, 24. And that's going to suck, especially because I don't think the game is going to be anything revolutionary as a, an engine. I really think they're going to stick with the same as Inquisition, updated graphics, maybe some world environment stuff, but it's something that's going to be, here or there. We don't have solid information, of course. Just a couple of pictures, some trailers. Nothing set in stone. They haven't even officially released that they are making this. It's like a soft opening. It's really weird how they've kind of gone with it. I don't know why they haven't really said anything, because there's a big fan base for Dragon Age 4. Well, Dragon Age in general, sorry. So, basically, what we've got here is, if you haven't seen the trailer, the 2018 trailer, and if you haven't played Inquisition, the biggest thing is I think that Inquisition, it deviated, especially from just Dragon Age, the original. The main character is not a warden, and the storyline really is more in depth of a wider character base and companion base. And what you're really fighting now is the red lyrium and how that has been corrupted. Lyrium in general was basically like a narcotic for mages, and that's something that's going to be very interesting how they're going to play that out. Is that going to destroy the world? Is that going to aid? Or how are they going to cleanse it? That kind of thing. And Solus, of course, who is a companion that you've had, spoilers, that could be the main boss, could be a side boss in that kind of realm. But in the teaser trailer, basically it hints at, what's coming, what's going to pop up, and I'll leave a link of that in the description if you want to see the teaser in 2018. So the biggest thing for me, and as you can see here, the biggest thing for me is that, they definitely use not old, but basically you've already seen it. You've already, it's already been incorporated in the world. Could come from Dragon Age 1, 2, and, Inquisition itself, where it shows you specific things, and you basically use that history, and especially the codexes and stuff like that. I would say that 1/3 of the story is pretty much, touchstoning on that lore. And what it looks like here is that they basically, and if I remember right, they basically have, the whole suggestion of what the red lyrium is, why it's taking over the world, and so on and so forth. But they don't have solid information. Mark Daria, if I remember, had a post. This could be stickied. So here we go. Yeah, July 22nd. So this is basically what I'm saying, of like a soft opening of, yes, we are in pre-production or producing Dragon Age. The information is we're working on the next Dragon Age. Yes, we are working from home. It's harder. We're making progress. That's why I do not believe that this is going to be coming out in 2022. I mean, they're saying, oh, this is when they're, but it's, I just don't, I don't feel it. I don't see it. The Dreadful Viruses. So this is basically from the trailer. We know he's going to be in it. I don't know if he's corrupted by it. We don't know, and that's the thing. We don't know if he's going to be the main person. And hopefully with the importing style that Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2 went into, with the storyline that went into especially Dragon Age 3 and what the Warden did and so on and so forth, can you play your character that you played in Inquisition as going into this game? Hopefully that's true, because I think that would be awesome. And the only reason I say that is because it will give basically once you meet Solus again, whatever the cases may be, either you kill him, you save him, whatever, is that you now have that crescendo that comes to the ending, the culmination of the storyline between your character, your companions, and him himself. So that's something that I hope is in there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this was the second to the last thing that's on Dragon Age for me. They have live services. One of those things that really bothers me is that in Inquisition, I really didn't like it starting out, and that's just because I'm a huge Dragon Age 1 fan. Dragon Age 2 was okay, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say that that's something that I always will go back to. I always go back to Dragon Age 1 and I play Awakening, because those, I don't know, there's something about that, especially with the storyline and lore and what they were building. It's still really, really fun to me. But the live services was something that really bothered me, and the only reason I say that is because in Inquisition you couldn't do mods, and I don't know if that's going to be the same case here. It probably will be, and that's a bummer, because it's a single player game. I love that I can mod my original Dragon Age, update some of the graphics, update some of the characters' looks and stuff like that. And the way computers are now, I mean, you can always take, even Inquisition, it was very, very hard to run on, some of the games or some of the computers that were out that weren't top of the line. I remember my older PC that I still have in this room, couldn't run it really well, even with a decent graphics card. And now, especially with my new PC, it runs like a dream. But I could easily see how you could modify even Inquisition and make some elements even better. And that's one of those things where they don't allow that. I don't think there's any mods, to be honest with you, for Dragon Age 3 or Inquisition. So that's something that we'll see how that goes. I know it's an Anthem, and I know that they're going to basically kind of do the same thing. So that's something that's going to be kind of a bummer, but I understand. Other than that information, there has also been some people that have left. Mike Ledlaw, also the main story writer and in Dragon Age 1, 2, and I believe he was on the 4th. And it's not Mike, I'm spacing the name at the moment, but there have been some people that have left, and they're not saying that it was more like a mutual, or it was just not the direction that they were going with the game, and they can't wait to see it from like a fan's idea, to see what they're gonna produce. So we'll see. Hopefully they keep the same huge kind of MMO world, excuse me, like in Inquisition, because if they can make it bigger or even the same, I mean, they don't have to make something ginormous. Dragon Age Inquisition was actually a pretty big game. I was very happy with it, and that's hopefully what they go with this, Dragon Age 4. But yeah, there have been some people that have kind of left, and it can be worrisome. You can get into the politics of it. Some people have stated that they will not play this game because of certain, either they feel political views and stuff like that. I don't really see games as a political light, and I try to be open-minded to the story that they're trying to tell. And everybody has different opinions, of course, but for me, I think that it was very well written for Inquisition. I was actually pretty happy with it, from a fantasy point of view. And there's a lot of books, like you could even go the Warhammer books. There's huge amounts of differing styles and differing storytelling, and I mean, they're only 400, 500 pages. This is like an epic. This is like Lord of the Rings. This is pretty much what I view a lot of games that are in this type of style, RPG style, that are really more into that fluff and getting that backstory. So I think Dragon Age, you know, it gets a pass. It gets one of those options where it's like, okay, let's see what it plays like, and how that goes, how the game mechanics work, and then if the story really is so horrendous, then we can make that review. But it's not fair to say just because we believe somebody's going to mess it up. That's an unfair take. I mean, we have to really look at, you know, what the game comes out and how the story's played. Other than that, they, on this website, of course, Game Radar, they have some wish list, and of course you got Solus, a little jaunt to Teventer. I really don't want them to do Teventer. I really want it to be Dragon Age 5 in, that's a Teventer Imperium game. Who knows what that kind of plays out. I don't know how, you know, they could probably have like at least maybe 1 or 2 maps, kind of like in Inquisition, where you play in Teventer, but who knows what that'll play itself out as. A better connection with the party members, absolutely. I mean, I would love to have more connection and more story options with your characters, but we'll see. I don't know how that's going to be. More control of how the story flows, awesome. That would be something that I would love to see, where in Baldur's Gate, if you were evil, how did that play out? Yes, you got to the culmination of the end, but how would that kind of play out? That's a good, you know, ask. And this is the time to do it, because they're, you know, in production. Take the world inspiration. Yeah, pretty much exactly what I've indicated. So that's definitely what I'm kind of in for, and I hope that Dragon Age 4 really points out. But if we get any more information, I definitely am going to post it, put it up on here, and we'll jump into that. So now we're jumping into 2 really amazing things that I hope, gosh, I really hope we get some Dragon Age Diablo 2 news, resurrected, remaster, whatever they want to call it. I don't care. But seeing these 2 has just been awe-inspiring again. And I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out. So basically here, I'll lower it just a little bit, but if you can kind of get a visual, and it's not fair. See how high I can go. Okay, we'll go at that rate. Maybe it'll play off, maybe it won't. But I'll leave a link in there so that you can kind of see it. But this is basically just a Sorceress updated AI remaster. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. If this is the only thing they did, if this is the only thing they did, it would be amazing. If they did an updated UI, just cleaned it up just a little bit, if they fixed, like I've said before, if they fixed some of the goofy little, you know, glitches and stuff like that, I think it would be amazing. But this, whew, I'm blown away. So I will leave a link in the description. You can check that out, and you can tell by that right there. I mean, if it's only got 30 dislikes, which I don't know why you would dislike this. This isn't something that's, I don't know. Anyways, so here's the next one, and this basically was a Unreal Engine. I believe this is Unreal Engine. Wasn't this Unreal Engine? Yeah, Unreal Engine 4. You can see that. Yeah. So get in here, and I'm only doing a small amount. I'll put a link in there, and you can see this looks great. Would it be something that I want to play on? Probably not, because it's one of those things where I still love the classic Diablo 2 look, the overhead and how that plays. But could it be upgraded to this graphics? Absolutely. But just the 4K that I just showed you a minute ago, that still looks pretty dang good. So definitely give these guys a look. If you have any other questions, definitely leave some questions here. But yeah, we're going to be coming out with a pretty big Friday episode, and that's just on one of the MMOs that I'm most anticipated and waiting for, and that's Pantheon. So I will be doing that pretty much the next couple of days. Hopefully that'll come out. Anyways, hope you guys had fun. Get more information, and yeah, leave a like. Later, guys.